All right, all right. Back in the Box Productions presents to you the OMC show. I am Mike, the original MC, and we are going to do a little Monday night preview for the first Hop Monday in fantasy football this season. Really looking forward to this one. Won't be a long video, but anyway, let's go ahead and chop it up. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you. So actually, before I do that, let's talk a little bit. So I'm not going to get too much into results for the weekend because we're going to do a full wrap-up show for that. But man, what an unusual Sunday. What an unusual Sunday. So as a lot of you guys know from our text thread, I didn't get an opportunity to watch much of the 1 p.m. action. I sort of caught up on that later. But man, it felt awfully strange. It felt awfully strange to look at sort of like the low scores and everything. And the fantasy numbers really prove it out. You know, with the exception of a couple of notable big performances, which we'll touch on in the wrap-up show. It was a very underwhelming day. And, should be interesting to see what goes on from here because some guys that were supposed to show up didn't. Some guys that did show up or that you hadn't even heard of all of a sudden came out of the woodwork. And there's not a healthy tight end in football apparently either. So anyway, the wrap-up thing should be fun. The objective for this particular short video is just to give you a little Monday night preview. I did a quick preview of it. There's really not much going on here. Not much hangs in the balance. But as I did for last season, what we're going to do here is anybody that still has anyone that can get you points on a Monday, I'm going to go ahead and touch on the game. Just so that you know what to look out for during tonight's game. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see what I'm looking at. And we'll go ahead and share right there. Perfect. Okay, we come up on my matchup with Rick Erdlin, Scooters Boys. Put it in the books. This one's over, gentlemen. This one's over as I am currently up 34 points, but Rick's in the clubhouse. So I have Josh Allen going tonight as well as Tyler Bass, the kicker for Buffalo. So let's see. If I'm up 34 points, Josh Allen needs to get sacked about 31 times. Tyler Bass needs to miss an extra point or two. If that happens, Rick, you're in the money. Chances are it won't. This one's a wrap. Not much to watch here. So for me, as I look at my team, I'm actually pretty happy about that because I don't expect Josh Allen to have a great night tonight versus the Jets, especially if the weather's poor. They play him very well, and the Jets have one of the best defenses in football. So, again, not much to watch here. We're looking to see Josh Allen come out healthy, and, we'll move on from there. Okay, let's see what our next matchup is. We have Morrow versus the Brooklyn Baller. Morrow is 14-11, is up 25 points, and this one's all but over. It's a battle of defenses. Bills defense versus the Jets defense. It's about 80-85% right now that Morrow's going to hold on to this. It's probably even higher than that. The only reason we have to hedge is we did watch the Dallas Cowboys put up a 50-plus spot from a defensive position. So theoretically, could the same happen? Yeah, it could, especially if the weather's bad. I don't anticipate it, but the bottom line is Jets defense is very potent, very good. However, this is quite a mountain to overcome. So 111-86, it's the battle of the Bills defense versus Jets defense. Other MC needs a miracle to make it happen. Next, we have the Southpaw, the beneficiary of the aforementioned 50-plus game from the Dallas Cowboys versus the Giants from last night's Sunday Night Football game, which was a snooze fest. This one's basically, no, it's not basically, it is all but over. It's academic. Craig Roloff already has 182 points in the bank. Rick Penner 111, but Rick's in the clubhouse. No one else to play. Craigie has James Cook, and so he's hoping that James Cook gets out of this game unscathed. He doesn't need a thing from him. Not much to watch here. Next, Polish Powers, Errol taking on Matt and the R Chop. let's see what we got here. So in this game, Matt has a healthy lead, 16 points. But folks, this is probably the closest of all the games, because in this one, Polish Parish has Garrett Wilson. And on Matt's side, he counters with Stefan Diggs, but Stefan Diggs is probably going to have the sauce all over him. And he also has Greg the Leg, Mr. Greg Zerline, kicking. That could be interesting if the weather's bad. Look, Matt has the edge here. Chances are he's going to win this matchup. But if Garrett Wilson has, let's say, a Tyreek Hill type of day, and Stefan Diggs gets shut down or even has the starters resting by halftime, this is going to come down to game script. Could Arrow pull this out? Unlikely, but it's probably the one matchup in the entire league where it could happen. It's not that far-fetched. So let's see what happens. Should be interesting. Garrett Wilson versus Stefan Diggs and Greg the Leg, Buffalo Jets tonight. Finally, the last matchup we'll look at is the Chosen Ones versus Miyamichi, best pizza in Florida. Miyamichi, Vinny Grande, 124 points in the clubhouse. He is done for the evening. Chris has Bill's coach, but he's down 20 points. And if you know our scoring system, the coach's team could win by 1,000,000 points, and they're not getting 20 points. So this one is over. Not much to watch here for this matchup. So again, we only have one real matchup where anything could potentially change. Other than that, this is just scouting for week 2 and beyond. And that's what we have for the Monday Nighter. So on that note, I don't have anything more to say because we're going to get into much more on the wrap-up. I actually built a little time tomorrow, so if things don't change, tomorrow I have built in some time in the morning around my crazy schedule these days to actually record a wrap-up video for you. Any of you watching that are interested in jumping on with me to talk about your matchup, I'm happy to have you. Otherwise, I'll go at it solo. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to sign off of this Monday night preview for week 1, and we're going to take you out with Monday Night Football once again. And hopefully we have a good game tonight. It can't be worse than last night's game. On that note, I'm going to let y'all go. This has been the original MC with the OMC show. Thrilled to be back in the box. Be well, guys. Enjoy the game.